So the reason we use air layering in the field is some species of trees in the wild are really under threat, so the material is very scarce. So air layering is a really good method where we air layer on that tree and hopefully the air layer will take it and produce new roots. But if it isn't successful, we're not actually taking material away from that tree. Okay, so you need a sharp knife, a pair of secateurs, some material like moss that can absorb moisture, and you need some polythene or another material to support the air layer, and some tape to hold it in position. The first step of air layering is, on the particular plant we're looking to air layer, we need to select a nice straight piece on the stem of the tree, not too far on the end of the branch, but more toward the middle of the tree, I would say. And the air layer needs to be sort of 20 mil sort of thickness, something like that. On the area we've selected where we're going to do the air layer, we need to very carefully remove the bark all the way around the stem. And the reason we do that is we're trying to stop the plant to produce callus, which is its natural behaviour of sealing up the wound. And from that, hopefully that's where the roots will be produced. So once we've done the cuts on the air layer, we then need to protect the wound and keep it moist and humid. We then apply a material like some polythene, where we need to seal the top of the just beyond the wound where we've got the air layer. Tie it around with some tape. We generally use like a moss material because it's quite good at absorbing moisture and can be re-wetted quite easily. We need to secure the moss in the middle of the air layer, and then we tie it on with some tape at the bottom. But when we tie it on, we've got to make sure it's not too tight or too loose, so it stays in position. So the reasons we tie the tape on is to keep it secure, maintains that humidity within the bag, and hopefully that aids a successful air layer. Once the air layer has been done, the bag is over the air layer, we then need to maintain that, probably weekly, to making sure that the moisture of the moss is correct, it's not too wet, not too dry, and also making sure the tape that we've tied around isn't getting too tight. During the process of the maintenance, if you're looking at through the bag where the air is, hopefully you look and see some roots after 2 to 3 or 4 months' time. And obviously you need to monitor that and decide at what point do you cut the air layer off from its mother plant, and then hopefully the root, when it's cut off, will have enough roots to then sustain itself in a pot and then grown on. So the challenge of the air layer really are making sure we don't have any pest issues, making sure the moss is kept moist and not allowed to get too dry, making sure the tape on either end is securedly, and again it's not too tight.